Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 8 o'clock a.m. Look at that. Right on the nose. It's Monday, April 3rd. You're listening to and watching Good Morning, Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. I hope all of you are in a nice, great, peaceful, motivated, and ready mood as you wake up today. Hopefully the kids are eating and not going crazy for you. They're out of school, so they probably are, right? Especially if you got those kind of kids who are up early. I'm ready. Why are you still sleeping? Because I'm tired, taking care of you. But we got a great show for you guys today. We have returning guests and friends. They're regulars now on the show. We have Mavis Bates and Christina Campos here to talk about Aurora Greenfest 2023. And there was a hiatus of Greenfest, so we are back in full bloom.
Full bloom.
Full bloom.
We are back.
We are back. We're back. How's it feel to be back and ready?
It feels great.
Okay. All right. And green is the color of the day, ladies and gentlemen. So when the camera does come on, you will see a lot of green. And I'm rocking my green as well, but I'm off the screen letting the ladies get their shine. So first of all, let's start off like this. How are you ladies feeling today? How you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling hopeful.
All right. I like that.
Feeling happy.
Okay. Hopeful and happy. And I'm feeling, what's another H word? I'm feeling like a horticulturist today. So I wanted to kind of keep it green,
That's
you know.
not usually a feeling, but you're feeling horticulturally.
Horticulturally. Yeah, that's good. That's good. We've got the news that you guys love coming up as well. But let's get ready for a great show. The time is 8:01. So for anyone who is not familiar with Greenfest, what is it? What's its roots? What's its origins?
Greenfest is an eco-festival, which means we bring together many aspects of the environmental movement into one day, into one place at the Prisco Community Center in McCullough Park on Illinois Avenue in Aurora. And so we're emphasizing all the different things that people can do to help the planet and make their lives and the planet's lives healthier and happier. So there's many aspects. There's there may be hundreds of aspects to environmentalism. But we like to concentrate on food, healthy, renewable, regenerative food, organic food, shelter, which means making our homes more environmental, cleaner, healthier, safer, less polluting, using less energy, more energy efficient. Clothing, the clothes that we wear should be, and the things we put on our body, our personal products, our hand lotion, everything can be more sustainable, take less from the earth, give more to the earth, and live. Our lives are going to be richer and better. We're not giving up anything. We're gaining things by helping the environment, helping the planet, and helping ourselves and each other to live a happy, healthy present and future.
Christina, how'd you come across Greenfest? What was your introduction into Greenfest? Well spoken.
Yes, thank you. I just like to piggyback what Mavis was talking about and planting, vegetables and fruits. Right. I think that's something very important. I know I'm guilty, how to be exposed to different vegetables and fruit for the children and for adults. So that's another very nice component that I think brings to the table, as well as, different animals and different activities for the children. For example, so many children, they're in front of their computer, laptop, but, we have activities where they're running around, playing games. So really just enjoying the outside and being kids. Right. And so I think that's really important that we would like to we always add to our program. But I've met Mavis many years, and so we have a wonderful friendship. You know, we're sisters.
You guys
so
are,
so a beautiful person inside out. I really would like to give that special shout out to Mavis. But she talked about it to many individuals in the community, and she's like, this is what's going on, and would you like to join? First you start as a volunteer, okay?
Right.
And then she's like, I think you would be a great chairman for the volunteers coordinator.
All right.
And so that's my role, is being the volunteer coordinator, just talking to individuals, recruiting, sharing how they can help in one way or another. And so that's my role. And so I've been doing this for, my goodness, quite some time. I don't know.
Right.
For many years. And so for me, it's just a beauty. It's a one day, but the planning, and when you see people coming, you can just see how their eyes are enjoying, the children are. And I think that everybody goes home with something special and something that they learned in a positive way.
Right. Mm-hmm. There's games and activities and all kinds of different things involved too. Mm-hmm. Interestingly, it is one day.
Yes.
But it doesn't feel like that.
No.
The prep work before and everything, it doesn't feel like that. Like Greenfest has become such a thing. It's kind of like Aurora's Taste Chicago almost. Like people are clamoring for a shebang that happens, but it's only one day.
People are very excited.
They are.
And I didn't know how excited people were about the Greenfest until we didn't do it for 3 years.
Right.
And now when I tell people we're back, they are excited to have us come back.
I remember the very early days of Good Morning Aurora, like the bathroom days. People asked about Greenfest. I was like, I don't know. When's it coming back? I don't know, hey, we'll find out together,
Here we are.
Now, you mentioned the food, though, and I kind of want to harp on that for a little bit, because for a lot of people, fruits and vegetables, especially with youth, there's people who live in our community and have food deserts. They don't have access to fresh fruits and vegetables. And a lot of people, I don't believe, understand or have lived in a place that doesn't have access to that, where there's only a plethora of fried food, where every restaurant's a Euro place. That's important, to be able to have fresh vegetables and access to fresh fruit. Your quality of life, your kids' quality of life is a lot better. So if anybody out there has ever lived in a food desert before, you understand how beneficial it is to have fresh fruits and vegetables around. That's not something to take for granted. Now, the community garden at Marie Wilkinson's provides that kind of stuff. And Marie Wilkinson's helps out with Greenfest. Are they one of the partners or sponsors?
They will be very soon.
Okay. Ooh, the authority. Scratch that up. Scratch it up. The authority. This
That's
the Mavis
special skill.
This the Mavis Bates show now.
That's right. Yes, Curtis, you need someone. You're on vacation. I think you can give a shout out to my girl.
Good morning,
here.
Mavis. Good morning, Mavis. Good morning,
Yes.
Mavis. Yeah. So who are the other sponsors and organizations involved?
Every year, the Dunham Fund has given us a very generous donation. The Fox Metro Water Reclamation has been a very generous sponsor. Waubonsie Community College. Yes, we can read it right off of our flyer here.
And The Voice.
The Voice.
Yes, The
Jason
Voice.
and Carter Crane.
They're always supportive.
Very supportive. Yes.
Aurora Fast Print and Fox Valley Park District is giving us a very generous sponsorship. And the City of Aurora.
Awesome.
Also. And the Conservation Foundation is, do you know the Conservation Foundation?
I am familiar, yes.
Okay, they are just the premier, they are the Rock of Gibraltar in this area,
Right.
in this northern Illinois region for land conservation.
Right.
And they are our 501c3 fiscal agent, which I used to call our mother hen. But they tried to make me say fiscal agent. We are an affiliate of because that way we didn't have to go through the paperwork of becoming a 501c3.
Sure.
And all our checks go to them. All the checks come from the Conservation Foundation. So they've kept me out of jail for 10 years.
Hey.
By
Shouts out.
doing the good auditing, being our auditor too. So I want to make sure they get credit for all the support they give us.
Now, McCullough Park is the area behind Prisco. where the bike trail goes through. And if you go over Illinois, that's the coal center right there.
Yes.
Correct.
Great little stretch back there. That's a nice little patch of land. Yeah.
Yes.
Has it always been back there, Greenfest?
Always.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now, there's also the Fox Valley cleanup that's coming up in April that I'll be taking part in.
15th,
April
right.
15th. That's right. Kiwanis Club and many others taking part in that. So that's
I'm
good.
in Kiwanis.
You are too?
Yes.
We're
yeah.
in Kiwanis.
You're both in Kiwanis. That's
in
right. You're both in
Kiwanis.
Kiwanis. Yeah. Man, you ladies are sisters, definitely.
Yeah.
Now we're getting giggly. Okay, we'll settle
Okay,
down
back
here.
to work, right?
We'll settle down.
Time is 8:10 a.m. So before there was a Greenfest, okay, before there was even a thing, what were conservation efforts, outreach, and information? What was it like in this area?
In 1990,
Okay.
we had our first Earth Day here in King County, let's say, in
1990.
Aurora.
Okay.
1990, which was the 20th anniversary of the very first Earth Day. And it was a very big deal. I remember Bette Midler and other celebrities did a big special on TV. And we had a very big Earth Day festival at Fabian Park. And I was in charge of the environmental, the educational tent. So we did that in 1990. But then it's like, well, I went to school for 5 years for at the acupuncture school. So things kind of went into a long hiatus, maybe 20 years, because we did the Earth Day on 2010.
Wow.
So what was happening in between there, though, was Sierra Club was still active in conservation efforts and things like that.
Right.
So,
Now, the Sierra Club, are they particularly in only forestation, or are they?
well, I happen to be the chairman of Sierra Club.
Oh,
So
scratch it up again. You know what, Mavis? Is there anything that you don't do?
yeah.
You know, I happen to
Sleep.
be.
Sleep.
I'm not just a hair club for men. I'm also a founder. So
Sierra
yeah.
Club is very interesting. We are a 501c3 and a 501c4.
Okay.
Which means we do conservation and we also do lobbying for bills that we consider important to the environment.
Right.
And we also interview, send out questionnaires and interview and select candidates to support. So we're tree huggers and politicos.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And how long have you been the chairman?
About 8 years.
Okay. All right. What do you like most about it?
I love Sierra Club. It really it is the most important environmental group in the United States. We have millions of members here in the United States, or 1 million. And I love the way we do this. We do conservation, we do outings, we do, water, we protect the water, and at the same time, we have a political arm. We have some political power. So you put that together and you get a real force
Right.
for the environment.
It appears, or it has appeared, that in the last 8 years, and this is just me noticing, being on the outside looking at the whole industry, it seems that there has been a dedicated push for green and sustainable initiatives nationwide. Is that the case?
I think so.
Okay.
I definitely would agree. Do you want to say anything?
No, I think you're absolutely right. And it's all about just bringing awareness
Right.
and just educating people. No, not an overnight process, but just start with one thing at a time.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, and I think that's important.
Those two things have been happening. There is more education, there is more awareness, and there's a lot more, like, not necessarily just ads, videos and videography that's showing, like, I'm a Nat Geo guy. I love Nat Geo. I've seen some of the time-lapse videos of deforestation. It'll break your heart
Yeah.
when it shows you how it's shrinking, or rainforests in Brazil. It'll break your heart. It's not. It's a serious thing.
You're on a roll, Curtis. That's great. I think that the awareness is coming because we cannot close our eyes anymore.
Right.
The storms, the fires, the floods, the droughts. I mean, one thing about climate change is not fair.
Right.
You get droughts and floods.
Mm-hmm.
You'd think it would make up its mind. But you get the droughts and then the floods.
Right.
You get the fires. You get the landslides. There's every climate catastrophe, every weather catastrophe is getting more frequent, more you can't ignore these things anymore. So people are becoming more aware, and our youth is becoming more aware.
Right.
And they're mad.
Mm-hmm.
They are mad.
As they should be.
Ticked off.
With the combination of wars and deforestation that we're talking about on a global level, they should be. And I'm happy that young people now are seeing, like, you know what, the rainforest does matter to me here in Batavia or wherever they may be. The time is 8:15. On the local level, Kane County, okay, what are the, not necessarily hot spots, where are the places where we can be doing better with sustainability and the things we're talking about?
In Kane County, do you want to help?
I'm trying to think.
Okay,
Here.
in Kane County, the hot spots, I would say I would like to see sustainability emphasized at least as much as development.
Okay.
In places like Aurora.
Okay.
We need development, we need jobs, and every building that's developed, every job that we gain, I want to see sustainability equal to those efforts, so that when we announce that our airport is going to become an international airport, have we done the studies for sound?
Right.
Have we done the studies for an environmental impact? In every moment of our lives, we need to make sure that sustainability is equal to jobs, equal to development. I know I said that 2 times. It should be said 100 times. So things like I see development as one of the biggest areas that we need to be thinking about sustainability.
Right. Now there's a way, and I think this is going back to something I read, and maybe we mentioned before on our last interview. There is a way to marry the two with the potential for initiatives, grants, and other things from the state of Illinois, like solar panels and other. Am I correct in that? Did we?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't imagine that.
No.
Okay, thank goodness gracious.
You're good.
I was like,
good.
people are going to tune out if I'm wrong about this.
You're
this
good,
dude,
Curtis.
who's the host? He doesn't know what he's talking about.
You're awesome.
Okay, I thought we did mention that. Yeah, there is the way for new development to include sustainability or efforts of sustainability.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
Okay, so there are grants available right now. Well, especially through the Climate and Equitable Jobs Act.
CEJA.
CEJA, yes. And the Inflation Reduction Act. That's called the IRA.
Yep.
There's also EJA, Infrastructure Jobs Act. And I think that's also the infrastructure bill. So between our great state of Illinois, which I love, and the federal laws being passed, there are now grants available, and especially the Inflation Reduction Act, the IRA. That is a federal bill that does not really pass laws that tell you what you have to do, but it's incentives. It's mostly tax incentives for being green. It's both CEJA and the IRA, the Inflation Reduction Act, have rebates for buying electric cars, even used electric cars, vehicles, for putting chargers in your house, for putting solar panels on your house, and even for putting insulation in your house. So we have to always remember energy efficiency is the cheapest energy to not use, because you don't use it, because you're saving on your light bulbs. I mean, hopefully we've all got our LED light bulbs by now, but insulation, windows, there's money. There's a lot of money available, and a lot of this is money that comes straight off of your taxes. And just for an example, I have solar panels on my house, and the original cost of the solar panels, the price I was quoted by my developer, was $17,500. From ComEd, I got a check for $6,500 because ComEd is obligated to reduce our emissions. From the federal government, I got $4,500 taken tax credit right off of my taxes. And then I was in a group buy that got me another deal. And so my final cost was about $5,000 or $6,000, and I'm going to save $1,000 a year. So it's not expensive to be green, and there are places where you can get solar panels basically for free. I mean, they share your energy with you. So there's many programs right now that help people to live this life of, being green, driving a green car. They're still expensive, I know, but they're coming down, and the rebates are helping. And solar panels and better windows, better insulation in your attic. These are things that every single person, every single household can do. And if I forgot the question, but I'll just keep going.
No, it's all good.
Okay.
Keep going.
And if you can't put solar panels on your roof, maybe you don't own your roof if you're renting or you're in an apartment building, there's a wonderful program called Community Solar where you subscribe. I mean, you could just Google Community Solar, and we're going to have some at the Greenfest. Write a little note to myself to follow up on that.
Zoom in on that writing.
Pardon me?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. So community solar is where you subscribe. Somebody builds a great big solar field out in, let's say, Bristol or Rockford. It's any place in the ComEd area. And anybody in the ComEd area, and I think everybody sitting here today is in ComEd, you can subscribe to green energy. And you save a little money at the same time. So this is the way that Illinois has set it up so that everyone can participate. We also have a program called Illinois Solar for All that is for people of low income. Solar should be for all. Solar should not just be for rich people who can, pay for their own solar panels. It should be for everybody so that nobody's left behind when it comes to helping and participating in the green movement.
The time is 8:22 a.m. You are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Gabriel Bradford, take me to a commercial. Just like that. Mavis drops the mic and then we go to it. That was good.
Okay.
No, I appreciate that information. So the community solar, Illinois Solar for All, CEJA, EJA, and IRA. All of that information we'll put in the chat for folks at the end. The descriptions, they can take it upon themselves to look it up. I do have that news I was going to deliver to these fine folks. This is a good time for all of you to take a sip while Curtis talks for a little bit. Okay, now I can drink my chamomile tea. Yeah, you can do that.
I think in
you
the
can
old
do
place
all
we
of
had
that.
a monitor, didn't we? I can't tell when I'm on and when I'm not on, but if you're looking at me, we're on, right?
Yeah.
Should we be looking at the camera or at you? Or
just
doesn't matter?
just natural.
Okay. All
Just
right.
natural.
Okay.
Just natural. Yeah.
Right.
We're just yeah. They can see us looking at everything. Right now they're watching the beautiful drone footage of the city of Illinois or the city of Aurora. But no, we're all good.
So there's some things I want to plug, by the way.
Oh, no problem.
Sponsors, which we already gave a little plug. Vendors, we still have space for more vendors. Volunteers, that's my lady here. And just visitors, come to the Greenfest.
Okay. All right. We will do that. Here is what I have for you, great people. Now, there's a couple of, where did my news go? Here it is. Aurora Greenfest is coming up May 13th. I had information about the Air Classics Museum, and I just found it. That's the benefits of bloviating. The word of the day is bloviating. Gabriel Bradford, if you'd be so kind, bloviating. Bloviating is the word of the day. That was complete bloviation. Okay, the Air Classics Museum of Aviation in Sugar Grove opens its doors. The doors are open, and they opened up on Saturday. Now, the museum is 1 mile west of the Aurora Airport. Open Saturdays and Sundays, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Admission for adults 16 to 61 is $10. Seniors, $7, 62 and up. Children 5 to 15 years old are $5, and children under 5 are free when accompanied by their parent. Group tours are available Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. There are a lot of great aviation memorabilia from the 30s to the present, including uniforms, engines, and a full-size mock-up of an Airbus A3. Scratch it out. Let's try that again. Airbus A320 cockpit. Okay, we got there in the end. There's a Huey, a Corsair, a P-51 Mustang, and a P-40 Warhawk as well. Any history buffs, you'll love it. The museum honors Blue Star families. The Museum Adventure Pass program, Harvest hosts, and the Kane DuPage Regional Association Passport program. For more information, you can call 630-466-0888. That number again, 630-466-0888. And when you call and somebody answers, tell them that you heard about that on Good Morning Aurora. Okay. Now, I've also got some more interesting facts to tell you about this city of Aurora. Did you know that the Aurora Regional Fire Museum turns 55 years old this year? Did you know that? I didn't know that. Where is my news? Oh, there we go. The Aurora Regional Fire Museum turns 55 years old this year, and we've got great friends who are on that board, like Tracy Duran, who's one of our listeners. She is on the board of the Fire Museum. There are a lot of great activities and events for kids that happen there. The Fire Museum is located on Broadway and New York Street. So go out there, check it out, and see what's happening. The Taco Crawl is coming to Aurora. Marie Wilkinson's Food Pantry hosts the Taco Crawl fundraiser from 4 to 8 p.m. Tuesday, May 16th. Tickets are required. You can go to Marie's Food Pantry on Facebook. www.mariewilkinsonfoodpantry.org/taco crawl is your alternative link for that. And the Food Truck Festival comes on May 5th, 5 to 9. Visit a variety of local and regional food trucks and explore downtown venues open with art, music, and a whole lot more. Okay. Gabriel, are you ready for this? You don't have a mic, but I know you're ready. The time is 8:26 a.m. Christina, you source, retain, attract, and find volunteers. What's that process like, and what are the kids like that you work with, or the people like that you work with?
Well, first of all, I just continue saying thank you for being here. And my bestie over here, the knowledge she has, I think that's the beauty. And she just mentioned some really great places and resources that people weren't aware, and I'm sure our audience were like, never heard of that. What are you talking about? So that is why you need to come to the Aurora Greenfest, because we're going to have vendors there. Right. So you get the opportunity to really have that conversation, signed up, or you had other questions regarding. And so I think that's why it's so important to come.
Right.
So that's really, again, you're getting that knowledge of how to just save for yourself, your neighbor, or maybe your parents' home. And so I think that's the key. So definitely that's part of the reason you need to attend. Well, for volunteers, I think that's always really important in any organization. So wherever you volunteer, if it's for another organization, even in your faith base or with your children in their school, that's really important. You know, it could be just a one time, or, you know, you're committed for longer. But for us, a one-day event. So that's the beauty. You really get to meet some other great individuals, as well as it could be just a few hours. You don't have to be there the whole day from 10 to 4. You could just say, you know what, can I just give you 2 hours? Absolutely. So that's very important for us. You know, there's some tough jobs. You got to, you know, pick up things, some little bit of labor. Some other ones can be a little bit more fun. But, you know, we start out assisting our vendors. You know, we appreciate our vendors that are there, and they bring their materials, their boxes, you know, the animals. And so, you know, they need that help. And so assisting the vendors there to pick up their items and put it in their location if it's inside the Frisco Center, or maybe they're outside. So everything's all labeled so you would know where those items go. We have a schedule. Everyone comes in at a certain time because we can't have all 90 vendors all show up at the same time. So everyone has a time to come in. So that's an opportunity helping us set up early in the morning. But I will tell you, we do provide breakfast, lunch, and a cool T-shirt, let me tell you. So you can't go wrong.
Okay.
All right. So
All
those are
right.
some perks. So definitely, we always like to acknowledge volunteers. That's really important.
Absolutely.
You acknowledge volunteers, and that thank you goes a long way, and then they can come back next year.
Absolutely.
Or take ownership and tell Mavis and I and say, you know what, I was here volunteering, but did you guys think about adding this to the Greenfest? And that's a great part, because you're bringing other ideas from other folks that have volunteered.
Absolutely.
So that's the part, that's the beauty too. So you have that, you tear down. We have individuals to help us put signs in the community. So if you can't, be that day, but, you can say, hey, you know what? I can't be there today, but is there other things behind the scenes that I can help out? Absolutely. So there's just a little bit of activities for individuals. I can't be doing a lot of walking, but, can I do this? Yes, absolutely. Maybe you can be part of the welcoming table and greet people, give them information. So there's just a list. Maybe be next to our entertainment with the youth activity, making sure the children are participating in whatever, we got so many upcoming stuff. We won't give everything away because we want to make sure everyone's looking into our website, and you're going to give us some special shout out. We're going to send Curtis and say, hey, make that shout out. This is some top stuff coming in. And that's when people are, I wonder what's going on. And then, the following week, you're going to say, guess what? They're adding this and this and this. So we really want to, okay. I'm going to make my time to go. So just different opportunities, setting up, helping the vendors, talking to the audience, people there. So a list of everything for everyone to enjoy.
Great. Gabriel will be volunteering there. Gabriel, our producer, and also our other dear buddy and mutual friend, Anton Kerner, better known as Diesel. Good morning to you, Diesel. We were just having a conversation in my backyard yesterday. The time is 8:31 a.m. Let's talk about vendors. What do we got? We got some. Can we detail some vendors?
Sure.
Can we give a
little bit of a taste?
Okay. I looked at we have it set up so that you can sign up as a vendor on our website, www.auroragreenfest.com.
As well as for your volunteer opportunity.
Okay, wonderful.
Sometimes I get it wrong. So you go to Aurora Greenfest and /exhibit, and you can sign up there. We have over 70 vendors signed up already.
Wow.
So we're very
Raise
excited.
your mic head just up a little bit.
We're very excited to have. I'm not even beating the bushes too much yet, but they're coming in. So we have solar panel installers.
Okay.
We have solar companies coming.
Sunrun?
I don't think Sunrun Windfree.
Okay.
Sunrun is welcome. So we have solar installers. We have food vendors, food people such as meat CSAs or food CSAs. We have artists, some of our local artists who use nature themes and natural materials are coming. And we also have people who make nice hand lotion and soaps and things like that.
Okay.
So it's very varied. The city of Aurora is going to have a couple booths. Fox Metro always has a very popular booth because they bring microscopes and they put the water under the microscopes and you can see the protozoa wiggling around.
Oh, protozoa.
Oh, protozoa. You can't get much cooler than that.
Do we got a clap button? We do? Mavis Bates, y'all. Now I got to come up with something better than bloviating. Protozoa.
And,
took it back.
So we have our Kane County will be there, City of Aurora will be there, Sierra Club will be there. We're going to have an artist doing art with the kids of reusable art. I mean, reusable objects, recycled objects.
Okay.
So when I pictured the Aurora Greenfest in the beginning, kind of based on other events like this. I'd been to one in Elgin, and I had total Greenfest envy for Aurora. So we started this, and I pictured it being for the adults, for grown-ups. But what became clear over time and just happened was it's become a lot for the kids now. Because, well, of course, if the kids want to come, the parents have to come.
Absolutely.
So it's parents bring your kids bring your parents. And so there are a lot of activities. And we ask most of our vendors if they can to have something fun for the kids to do, be interactive. So.
Right. Okay. Well, I'd like to, Gabriel will be there taking some pics and everything, because I think it's going to be a really good thing to see all the youth and all the ages, whole spectrum kind of represented out there. So in the past, have there been any initiatives that have been started locally, Kane County stuff, that we've picked up on? What was the foundations that existed, if any, prior to the establishment of Greenfest, or even in Greenfest's very early days, first year, second year kind of thing?
Mayor Tom Weisner was very invested in sustainability. Okay. So he had already started, I think, a couple programs such as actually synchronized red lights are a green effort because it reduces idling.
Really?
Yeah. So they call it a platoon when you're waiting at a red light, and then all these cars just go through downtown Aurora in one. So you're idling less and emitting less emissions with that. Some of the rain gardens, I think, when did they start doing the rain gardens? Maybe in this, in syncopation with the synchronization with the Greenfest.
Okay.
I like to think that the Greenfest, started in 2010, has been a stimulus, a reminder, a kick in the seat of the pants once a year for everybody to remember sustainability. And I believe that the city of Aurora has initiated some of our green initiatives, because the Greenfest was always coming and they had to have something to put in their booth.
Right. We got to come up with something, y'all.
Yeah. So and we keep it front of mind, top of mind.
And it started the board with the city of Aurora, Mavis. You made that happen.
Oh, yes. I did do that.
Modesty, right? Well, I wasn't going to bring that up, but since you did.
I made sure that I nagged Tom Weisner into creating the Aurora Sustainability Board.
That's awesome.
I didn't go away until he did it.
Good.
So, and Rick Guzman helped with that a lot.
That's awesome.
The founding of that.
Somebody, it always takes a person to plant that flag. Once the flag is planted, you pick it up and walk with it. Take it to the next level and everything. I remember hearing about and seeing flyers for Greenfest and everything around, and I was like, wow, this is, this seems pretty cool. And I remember hearing so much about it that I started looking and kind of asking a little bit more questions, like, well, where do we rank when it comes to our efforts? So that's the next question for, like, how are we as a city in the state amongst other cities and our efforts and the things that we're doing?
Middle.
Okay.
I would say we are middle.
Okay.
Aurora,
that's far better than being at the bottom.
Aurora needs a sustainability person on their staff. We have one person who is partly assigned to sustainability. It'd be nice if he had more help, like a full-time sustainability director.
Okay.
The city of Aurora has come a long way with sustainability, and I'd like to see it more front of mind.
Okay.
There's many things we still need to do.
Sure, absolutely. We can always do more and always be doing better. Time is 8:38 a.m. Good morning, everybody. Wendy Connell is here. Wendy Connell is a great person. Let me tell you about Wendy. She says, "Hi, Mavis. I'm really looking forward to Greenfest." Well, Thank you for tuning in, Wendy. We appreciate you. Nora Peterson's here. Good morning. Jennifer Ryan Mayton, Josie Mendoza Geller, so many of you great people. Wasn't Greenfest held by the animal shelter, or was that another fest? Good question.
Greenfest has only been at the Prisco Community Center.
Okay.
Since 2010.
Yeah.
And McCullough Park.
Right. That's what I recall too. The time is 8:39. So, what is the biggest impact besides the obvious inability to gather and have the event? What's the biggest impact that COVID has had on Aurora Greenfest besides the ability to not gather? Because I know it's a whole lot more than simply that. And on a big scale with our climate and environment here.
The effect that COVID had on the Greenfest was it put us out of business for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
The effect that COVID had on the environment was kind of good.
Yeah.
People stayed home.
Right.
We didn't drive around. We didn't pollute. And the lasting effect of COVID on society right now is that people still want to work from home. And every car that doesn't drive is not emitting pollution and not tearing up our roads, not adding to the greenhouse effect through those emissions. So COVID had positive and negative effects.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you have any other ideas on that?
No.
There was abundance of animals and things out and about. There was
Yeah.
animals in places that they never were before.
Right.
More things happening. Yeah.
Right.
I remember when there was no cars anywhere. You could see all the way down New York, all the way or whatever street.
Well, I was at Bliss Woods. I love to go to Bliss Woods. And there were no airplanes flying over Bliss Woods
Oh, nice.
during COVID, the darkest part of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
It was silent.
Bliss Woods, that's on 25, right?
No, it's out by Sugar Grove.
Oh, out by Sugar Grove?
It's a forest preserve.
Okay. All right. The time is 8:41 a.m. Gloria Gerardo, good morning to you. And Josue, good morning to you as well. So what's next? What's next for Greenfest, and where do we see ourselves in the next 5 to 10 years? Obviously, doing and maintaining the presence that we've already started, right? The flag will flutter, but...
Well, I'd like to say that our Green Car Show is always growing.
Green Car Show?
Anton Kerner is in
There's a
charge
car
of
show
our
too?
Green Car Show. And he's doing a fantastic job on that. We have the Fox Valley Electrical Auto Association will be coming, probably bringing many cars that they've altered themselves to be, some of them are altered themselves. Anton, if you want to put anything in the chat to help me here. But we're going to have many custom-made cars, and this has been growing over the years. And so he's really reaching out to a lot of different, I think he's got a Jaguar coming,
Mm-hmm.
an electric Jaguar.
An electric Jag.
And we'll have Teslas, we'll have Chevy Volts. I'll bring my Chevy Volt. And it's a do-it-yourself car show. We used to have only car dealers come,
Mm-hmm.
and that was so commercial.
Right.
They were trying to sell cars,
Exactly.
and they did. And
Yep.
they did sell cars. But so somebody said, well, let's have a do-it-yourself car show. So we all bring our electric cars, and that's getting bigger and better all the time. So the future of the Greenfest, I don't know. I don't know yet. I mean, I want it to be bigger and better all the time. The future will be more and more people know about it. Every time somebody says, what's the Greenfest, it breaks my heart. Food, shelter, clothing, transportation, those are our main goals. So I hope the future of Greenfest is having even greater impact on Aurora and Kane County and pulling in Yorkville, Batavia. We are the last Greenfest standing that started in continuous. That started back in, we started in 2010. There was a Yorkville Greenfest, a Batavia, festival.
Yeah.
Chicago went out of business. and the Aurora Greenfest is still standing. So I'd say I hope the future of the Greenfest is to stay standing.
Yeah. Wow.
So.
Yeah. And when it comes to the future and those kind of questions, I mean, we're building it. Mm-hmm. We're building it, and that's part of it.
Yes.
So we the end destination, we're on the journey. So we don't always have to know. We know what we want to be and what we want to achieve. So we're achieving it.
And I think the future of the Greenfest is up to the youth.
Which was going to be my next question. I was
ready to say that. I was already thinking the same thing, because
they are the future,
and that's part of the reason we want them to engage. And so Mavis started that foundation, and that's her vision. But now we want to make sure it's continuing in our community. Just like so many other great things that are happening,
right.
We need them to really take ownership and just see what's going on and really find their glitch of where they want to go in life. And so I think that's really important. And the other thing, when Mavis also mentioned how Aurora's Greenfest for over 10 years right now, and how these other cities close by are just fading away.
Yep.
And the thing is, because they don't have a Mavis Bates to keep them going.
That's true, right?
You know what I mean? You have to have that dynamic and that passion, and just, again, I'm such a word with awareness, because that's what it is. Just educating, and making it fun.
Absolutely.
And that, I think, in any time you volunteer or do activities that is out of your comfort zone, because everyone's, like you said, Greenfest, what do you mean? What do you guys do, or what is it? But once you engage them, and if it's with the youth, or with your home, your vehicle, wow, I want to be part of that. I need to know, all right, let's go into this vehicle situation. What can I learn from it? And so I think that's the most important part.
Right. Yep.
I need to mention that Batavia now has a wellness fair. I think they're still doing that. They sort of morphed their environmental day into a wellness day. And Elgin is bringing back a summit, an environmental summit. So some of these cities that stopped doing their fairs for a long time are coming back. So we're not the only one here, but I think we're the only one who kept going for 10 straight years. So our last Greenfest was in 2019, and we had a cake to celebrate our 10th. It was
I forgot
enormous.
about that, yes.
It was like 500 cupcakes all glued together with frosting.
Oh, nice.
And saying, happy birthday, Greenfest. Happy 10th anniversary.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So before we started recording today, before you ladies actually came in here, I was talking to these young men about just what we're talking about right now. You have to be dedicated. The reason why we're sitting here having this interview today is because even with a pandemic in there, Greenfest kept going. I told Gabriel just this morning, if this was just a podcast, it would have ended already. We are trying to connect the community through relative, informative broadcast media. There's a big difference. And to do that, you have to be dedicated every single day. You got to be swimming in it every day. And my thought process is to be the Mavis Bates of this. So these guys can, 5 years from now, whatever, right?
Exactly.
Hey, I remember when, and here it is still today.
Good Morning Aurora has a lot of meaning to me.
I appreciate it.
You are really creating some of the glue that's going to hold this community together.
I appreciate it. I really do, Mavis.
Yes,
You know I do.
Yes,
You know
as
I
well
do.
as Buenos Dias, Aurora.
Absolutely.
That's also very special. So thank you.
Yep. Which, as a matter of fact, we will do right now. I was gonna save it to the end, but I want to say happy birthday to Monica. Monica's birthday was yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. So good.
Happy birthday, Monica. Feliz
happy
cumpleaños.
Birthday. That's right. Happy birthday to Monica. Monica is she's in the heart. She's definitely part of the body and soul of this show. So we appreciate Monica very much.
You should say her last name too.
Vasquez.
Yeah,
I didn't say it.
You just said Monica. But somebody might not know Monica.
True.
Maybe.
You're right. Right. What
Maybe.
if? Yep. Exactly. The time is 8:48 a.m. Okay. Now, Lynn Kamaluski Flores, good morning to you. And Tracy Duran is here. Good morning to you, Tracy Duran. There is Tracy Duran does 2 history pages on Instagram and Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. Discover Aurora and Leland Hotel Aurora. Check those out, please. Please support Tracy Durant and her history effort. She's also on the board of the Aurora Regional Fire Museum. Got to give your people a shout out. Tracy Durant has been listening to this show since I was recording in my bathroom. That's how special she is. Take me to a commercial real quick. One quick piece of news, and then we're gonna get back, and I'm gonna give you ladies the last 10 minutes at the end of the show. Real quick, I want to mention Hidden Warriors, ladies and gentlemen. The history of women in the United States military. That's going on until September 30th. Open to the public. Admission is free. Donations are welcome for the GAR Military Museum. The Grand Army of the Republic Museum is located at 23 East Downer Place, right next door to the Vote Center, Kane County. Ding, ding, ding. You get that, right? Hey, Curtis, man, I did that on purpose. That's why. Noon to 4 p.m., Wednesdays through Fridays, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays. For more information, call 630-256-3348. The number again, 630-256-3348. The man who will answer that phone is named Eric Pry. He's a friend. Tell him we said hi. The time is 8:49. Okay, so we've got vendors. We've got food. We've got great sponsors and donors. What don't we have?
I'll tell you what we need.
Okay.
We need visitors.
Visitors, okay.
We need our community to come out and enjoy this, support it, enjoy it, learn about sustainability in your home, in your food, in your lifestyle, in your gardening, in your solar panels. And we want everybody in Aurora to be there. Our goal is 10,000 people.
10,000 people.
I made that up. Why not?
But claim that.
Why not?
That's right.
We're going to claim 10,000 people we want at the Aurora Greenfest.
That's right.
It's at Prisco Community Center. It's on May 13th. It's from 10 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Our vendors all have to stay till 4 o'clock. If it's 3 o'clock, still come. You can still have a great experience at the Greenfest. It is free.
That's right.
Everything at the Green, I mean, and we're going to have music. We've got bands coming. We've got classical guitar music inside, very polite and quiet for our vendors. Outside,
polite and quiet. Polite and quiet.
That's inside.
That's outside, a heck of a combination, Mavis, I got to tell you.
Outside, we're not going to be so polite. We've got some great bands coming. We've got food trucks. This is a party. And we're going to have booths for kids and just many, many interesting, beautiful things. Bring some money so you can support our vendors.
Absolutely.
But it's free and Christina, why don't you tell about the special attractions you've found?
Yeah, so that's the best part. You know, many times you don't have the opportunity to go to, a zoo, but I will give a special shout out. We do have a beautiful Phillips Park Zoo. And so I guess the beauty of Aurora, we have all these hidden gems. And so if you haven't had that opportunity to go to Phillips Park, you see some beautiful animals, and it's free, and have a picnic with your family, bring some fun, and that's an opportunity. But for Greenfest, let me pull out my list here. We have some special different owls. They're beautiful animals. And so the beauty is so that's going to be a few different styles. A turkey, an armadillo, fruit bats, skunk, turtles, parrots, and snakes, and the list goes on. And so I think that's the beauty too, because they're going to be outside, you get to pet them and just, even feed them. So I think that's the best part, because so many times when you're at a zoo or someplace else, you just kind of look at them. That's it. Some of these you get to actually feed them or pet them and even hold them. There's this really cute picture I loved of Mavis that was a few years ago, and you're holding this baby chick. You know what I mean? And so, that's the beauty. At the end of the day, the word is free and just fun, and it's a family event. So regardless, you can bring a 1-year-old to our senior citizen, so, and that's the beauty. It's for everyone to enjoy.
I love that. The time is 8:53. I wanted to say this with the last little bit of time that we have, just to take up. When last we spoke, when you came with Helen Ratzlow and Casey Fitzgerald, two great people I love and respect very much, we talked about solar panels really big in that interview. after that, we established a monthly ongoing presence with the Kane County State's Attorney's Office. So we're out. I'm there all the time now. Every single month, we're doing a big discussion with them. Okay. You know what I noticed when I started going back to the campus over there?
I bet I know.
Solar panels on that green grass that was out there. I hadn't seen them before. Now, maybe, I wasn't going out there all the time. They could have been there for a while.
You mean the stacked up solar panels?
Yes. I didn't notice that until after you. And I remember you mentioning that you mentioned that about Kane County in that portion of land specifically. Talk about that.
Well, I am on the Kane County board. Thank you, voters.
That's right.
I'm loving being on there and helping to spread my values and your values, I hope. I'm on the Kane County board. I am the chairman of the Energy and Environmental Committee.
Okay.
And when I saw solar panels going up at Fox Metro Water Reclamation Center, I had terrible solar panel envy and wanted Kane County to have, to try to do that as well. Because Kane County and other government bodies can be leaders and role models for other people. They see these solar panels go up. So it was a bit of a struggle, but we got the Kane County Board to approve 8 acres of solar panels in the backyard of the Judicial Center.
That's right.
Where the state's attorneys are. Right now it looks like a porcupine because it's all just sticks, the posts sticking out of the ground. But we had to do a lot of excavating to level the ground. And now the posts are all pounded in, I think. And I think we're waiting for the inverters, or there's some piece that we're waiting for. But we're going to have 8 acres of solar panels. That is really big.
Right. That is.
It's really big. It's really a lot of solar panels. It's going to save the county $5 or $6 million over the life of the project, which is 25 years. The electricity will go straight into the Judicial Center and the jail, and it's going to give us about 40% of the power that we need. The building uses a lot of power, but it's a 2 megawatt system.
Right.
So this is you just can't have more fun than that.
It's a big thing, Mavis. It's a big thing. It's a thing that's so large that when I was up in the window, I saw it driving to the place. Then I'm up in the window, kind of looking on the one. It was so big that I was like, "Wow, you guys got so," and everybody was like, "Yeah, we do." Like they couldn't even speak on it. I mean, there are a bunch of attorneys and lawyers and law enforcement people that didn't know that much about it, but it's a big thing. That's no small measure. That's no small task. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. I wanted to bring that up because I remember talking to you about that, and I saw it in action.
Thank you.
That was big.
I want to pitch for a second on the climate action and implementation plan.
Certainly.
That was Denise Crosby did a wonderful story for us yesterday, front page of the Beacon News. If you haven't taken the survey yet, please do. We want this climate action plan coming from Kane County to embody the vision and the desires and the wishes of all of the people of Kane County and all the people of Aurora. You just Google Kane County Climate Survey or something like that, and it'll pop up for you. And it takes about 10 minutes or maybe 15 to fill out. But so our climate plan is coming within the next 5 or 6 months, and it's going to give Kane County will be the first county in Illinois to have a climate action plan that we know of. That we can't find any other counties that have this. So that's going to be Kane County's going to be a leader in climate action.
Time is 8:57 a.m. You're tuned into, watching, and listening to Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. David Rarvyug and Jonathan Rosenthal, good morning to you. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. www.auroragreenfest.com. Go to the website. You guys are on Facebook and Instagram. Folks, if you're please donate if you can. Check out what's going on. Get involved. Volunteer. I think we saved the world in an hour. We did it. I think we did. We do it every day. What did we forget? Did we forget anything?
Why don't you plug it one more time?
All right. So come and join us May 13th at Prisco Center in Aurora, 10 to 4, Everyone is invited. So please come and join us. It's a fun event. Again, regardless, from our little babies to our seniors, overall, just a fun, and you can't go wrong. It's free.
Absolutely. All right. The time is 8:58. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you guys enjoyed this wonderful episode today. I know that I did. We appreciate our friend Mavis Bates and Christina Campos for coming on. Please come on out and enjoy Greenfest. It is free and is one of the greatest community events that Aurora has to offer. It's a very inclusive thing. Everybody's invited, and it's the kind of thing that we need to bring folks together. The location, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not familiar, will blow your mind. The hill that's back there, the little gazebo, you got the bike
Bike
man,
trails,
if you
yes.
live downtown, if you live in those condos on River by McCarty Mills, you could ride your bike. You could just go straight. No left, no right. Just go straight. I used to live downtown. Me and my son ride my bikes around there. So come on out for a good time. We appreciate you guys for watching very much. Take care of yourself and each other.